Chris, back in September, it felt like you guys won your non-conference season, as you like to call it. Then you moved into a new season and unbeaten through league, one of just 10 times that's happened. Next week we can maybe talk more tournament and the specifics of that, but on the day after that you clinched an unbeaten league season and you look back to what started with the road win at North Dakota, just thoughts on the last couple months and what this team has done, just step, and success, that these kind of seasons just don't happen very often, but maybe you hope that they now start repeating.
Yeah, exactly. To flash back and think we've only lost 2 games in the whole season is pretty amazing. And so, yeah, I think it, as you perfectly described it, step, just day after day, game after game, trying to do it correctly, being focused on the process as opposed to anything else. I think we've done a tremendous job of that, and it's led us to this moment. So, pretty excited by it.
Chris, I guess, like Joel said, like you guys have a big break, and you kind of talked about this in between, like you had a huge break in between non-conference and conference. I guess, how is there a different preparation for these girls when you're going from non-conference to conference and going from conference, that break, to the conference tournament?
Yeah, there is, because we're going into conference play and, I should say playoffs, right, which all of a sudden is just a complete different mentality, but we've got to treat it the same way. If we keep playing our game, then I think we have a good shot at winning it. There's nothing I would change with any of the games that we've played all season. I think we've done very well to get ourselves prepped for this moment. Now it's just going out there and executing like we did in the second half against Portland, because we treated that like a playoff game. So,
I guess, and Delaney, you were the one who scored that kind of game-winning goal, I guess. We talked to Skylee after the game. I guess I'll talk to you now that you've had some time to sit on, I guess. Could you go through that goal a little bit for yourself, where that kind of landed a little awkwardly for you, but you're still able to get it in and trick the goalie? But I guess, how are you able to do that?
I remember in my head, right before Skies kicked it, I was like, I just have to get something on this. And whether it's my foot, whether it's a body part, whether it's my head, I just committed to it. I remember in halftime, Chris kind of saying, like, finishing the opportunities in the box and having more grit is what we wanted to work on second half. So I think in my head, I'm like, I'm going to get something on this, whether it's me going through a player or something. But I ended up doing it, and it worked out.
I remember Sky said after that, she was like, it was meant to be like a high pass for a header, but it kind of came down a little bit. So, and I guess also, now that you guys have recorded the best record in program history, I guess I'll go through both players. Delaney, first for you, what's that like to be a part of kind of a historic monument for you guys?
It's insane. I remember being a freshman and thinking winning Big Sky tournament was this huge thing, and I was in such awe because I was just a freshman and so young, and now we just won season, and I really want to win the tournament, and it's just great because we work so hard for it, and our team just has so much passion, and we're very professional, and we take every game on with so much grit and 100% effort, so it's well deserved.
And they have the same question for you.
Yeah, I think it's just really awesome to just kind of know that we got that result, and like we do work so hard for everything, and every practice, every game, every lift, every situation that we're in, I feel like we all just wanted it as equally, and like it's just amazing to see our progress over the years.
Chris, to not lose for 10 straight matches, I mean, what's the biggest challenge of that? How are you able to do that?
Not think about it. I've completely ignored it. Every time someone's given me the stat, I'm like, wait, how many games? I had no idea until you said 10. It just adds precious. You just ignore it and move on from it. So just treat each day as a new day and each game as a new game, and just keep moving forward.
Similar question for the players. I mean, sometimes in soccer it doesn't necessarily – ball doesn't bounce your way even if you're the better team. So, I mean, how are you able to sustain this for as long as you guys have?
I would personally say sometimes, the ball doesn't bounce your way, but we have to just keep working hard and create more opportunities and capitalize on. It's just like Chris said, he always says it's just one opportunity, one chance that you just got to finish and just capitalize on it. And I think that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, I would say just like positivity and momentum in those situations. Like not all games are fair games, but like if you stay into it mentally, like it can be your game. And I think we did a really good job at that, of just being professional and positive and not putting the pressure on ourselves, and ended up with a good result.
For both the players too, just was that the most stress-free game you ever played on Sunday, knowing that you already had the league title wrapped up? Just what was that like, and then just knowing that in the back of your pocket you already had one championship down?
I would say like a personal level, like I'm a pretty competitive person, so like I was still really like was ready to get that win, and we kind of dedicated that win to like our seniors, and we wanted to win for each other. So I think we still had something to the game, like it still mattered to us a lot, and yeah, I think that we kind of just treated it like any other game.
I agree. I definitely think there's a lot more emotion in this game because it was just senior day, and it was our last home game of the season, so we wanted to play for our fans that come and see us every game. And I don't know, it's just, you want to play for my team, the coaches, the fans, everything. So it was a little bit more emotional, but I think we were professional and capitalized on it.
And Chris, just when you think of the non-conference schedule and just how things have just gotten better and better kind of throughout the year versus a season ago, just how special has this run been this year, knowing that things have been corrected, the non-conference season wasn't a fluke, like everything is kind of just all your way right now?
Yeah, it's amazing when everything falls into place. This is just a special team. Just really, really good, solid people who are fully committed to each other. And we did a lot of work in the winter and spring to get it to this point. So I wouldn't just say it materialized in the fall. This was all done in the winter and the spring to prep us for it. And then we were lucky enough to have freshmen come in and buy right into it, and the transfers too, who hit the ground running. So, yeah, I guess a combination of luck and preparation has put us into this spot.
Delaney kind of touched on it, but this senior class, what can you say about them and what they've done? Because like you have a mix of transfers and people who have been here the whole time. Just what can you say about their impact on the program?
Amazing. Real quiet leadership, I would say, right? As opposed to stern leadership or anything like that. They've just been very solid across the board, solid personalities, very consistent with their performances and who they are as people. And it's just been so nice to be able to have the hands off the wheel and let them deal with things within the locker room. And they've done a very good job of it. And let's just also remember we're at this point while losing Mesa Walters so early in the season. And that, I think, gutted a lot of people, could have really affected the season, because she is an incredible leader and an incredible person. Luckily, she got out of surgery, which was done correctly, and it's been done well, and she should be back up and running hopefully soon enough. But Mesa's influence is still there, and the rest of the group is just special.
For Delaney and Ava, just there's so much time off in between the conference tournament. Complacency doesn't seem like it's an issue for this team, but how do you guys enjoy what you did, but also get prepared, know that you have a lot of time until that conference tournament, which is the big one?
I think that's what I really love about this team, is because we balance this. We celebrate our wins, but we're also extremely professional, and we know that the job isn't done, and we want to keep working hard and playing the best we can. So I definitely think that this week off we have time to heal and catch up on homework. I know I do. But no, I think that we're still ready to go, and we'll come out flying.
Yeah, I'd have to say, or like agree with Delu, is that like I think this week off we're definitely going to focus on recovery and like do celebrate like our amazing season, because it is something to celebrate and we should be really proud of it, but also know that like it's not over and we can celebrate it for a little bit, but we need to get back to work at some point and just have that time for ourselves too.
Chris, what have you learned over the years about how to approach a Big Sky Conference tournament that you can use for this year moving forward?
Yeah, anybody can beat anybody, so you got to know that up front. And most importantly, you've got to be set up defensively correctly, and then have the right headspace going into it. You can never be too high thinking, oh, this is a game we can win, and you can't be too low being like, oh, no, this is so hard, it's going to be too difficult. It needs a very direct, professional approach to it with as little emotion put into it as possible. And yet it is emotional, because if you lose, you're done, right? And you've lost everybody who's a senior at that point. So you got to detach from all that stuff and just prepare the way that we've prepared for every single game this year. And so that's why I'm looking forward to it, because it doesn't present us a picture that's new at all. We've been to that venue. We've won at that venue. We've won in front of a big crowd there. And plus, we've approached every single game that we played this season with the same mentality. So, yeah, really excited to get out there and see how it goes.
And for both players, Let me just start with you, Ava. Knowing, like Chris said, like anybody can beat anybody in this. You guys obviously want to cap off this awesome season with a tournament win. How do you not let kind of the pressure get to you in that moment?
I think we all have a respect for all the teams in the Big Sky, and just to know that we're confident in the way we play and just stick to the game that we play when we go into each match. Like, that is kind of what makes the pressure kind of fall off our backs, is just knowing that we're confident in who we are and the way we play is the way we are successful.
I agree 100% with Ava. I think we know who we are and we play for each other and we play for our fans and our team, and I think knowing that just in general just makes you just want to work extra hard. So
Yeah,
Yep.
and we know we can't, at the end of the day, you can't guarantee results, but we talked preseason meeting day one. It's you just try to stack the odds in your favor. You got to believe in yourself, you got to believe in your teammates, you got to believe in our style of play, and that doesn't change all season, right? You've always got to, Ted Lasso slap that belief on the wall there. Those three things have to keep happening over and over and over again, and they have been reminded of it so many times that it's just in the DNA of this squad to keep believing in themselves, believing in their teammates, and believe in our style of play and never move away from it. Because as soon as you start tweaking things and changing things, that's not our identity, that's not who we are anymore, and we struggle. So that's what's at least stacked the odds in our favor this season, and it's worked out for us quite nicely for apparently 10 games in a row. So.
Yeah, Chris, the old saying is defense wins championships, and Ashlyn, along with the help of her defense, recorded her 11th shutout on the season, which is incredible. Break down, what makes the defense special and the importance of it on your team.
Oh, it starts from Delaney pressing at the front. I mean, the amount of ground she covers chasing people to make the opponent uncomfortable playing out of the back. The more time you give a defense to set up a play, the more successful they're going to be going forwards. Her job is to rush them so that they don't have time to execute the plays that they want. And so she runs her butt off up top. So do our wingers, so does anybody else who plays in that position. And then we've got midfielders who are tremendous at what they do. And if all that breaks down, you got defenders who are very good at what they do. And if all that breaks down, you got Ashlyn, who is absolutely spectacular. So blessed to have that all the way through the whole team. Good? Thank you.